Hey world, welcome to Full Circle. Today I'm going to touch on a subject that will take us to the world of work. We'll touch on issues of difference. We'll talk about how to use humor as a clapback or sarcasm. But it is my story, and I'm ready to share it with you. It's titled, I Said I Want to See the Boss. It's a Friday morning, and the agency has a sort of buzz that often precedes a drinking session whose booze is free. All our Fridays were like this. It's the midst of a comfortable stride of success. Our clients are on the whole happy, the teams are gelling, the creative product is winning us friends, even in the rarefied offices of our overseas partners. So for all intents and purposes, all was good with the world. I'm also hitting my professional stride. I'm a lot more certain about my role in improving the agency's fortunes. I'm evolving into a leader and slowly untethering myself from bad habits learned from poor examples of management. I'm laughing more and hanging out longer and longer in the agency bar. I mean, what's not to like? Prejudice has a way of pricking a helium-filled balloon of happiness. It deflates what was once a container filled with joy. Oh, prejudice has a way of making itself seen and known, whether you're ready or not. I'm walking with the confidence of one who's large and in charge. I love the phrase, and I've banked it to use it against myself one day. So today is that day. Large and in charge. And I'm marching towards a gentleman with pink flushed cheeks that point to a habit that is none of my business, I say to myself at the time. I stretch out my hand to fulfill the South African obsession of handshaking. He bellows at the receptionist. I said I want to see the boss. The receptionist and I exchange glances, and then it hits me. Oh, dude over here doesn't see me standing in front of him. Or I don't fit his image of what a boss should look like. I can see why the fella's confused. I'm wearing a t-shirt with holes in it. It's a fashion statement, not neglect, but of course my fashion sense is lost on him. Dirty jeans that are folded up to my ankles. I'm not treading water. It's just a style at the time. Okay, my bad, I say to myself. I apologize, and I promise I will return. Cue, 5 minutes later, I return. Same person, different look. Jacket on, jeans unfurled, holy t-shirt out of view, and a card holder and a card in my hand. I walk right up back to the gentleman and give him the card. He reads, looks at me, reads again, looks at me, looks at receptionist, back at me. Then he speaks. I'm so sorry. I didn't think you were the boss. You know, it's still very confusing for me with you people. You know I blanked out after he said you people, right? Because any black person in South Africa or any other group will tell you that this phrase is not just a meek collection of words. It's an identity marker often used to emphasize one's difference and inferiority. Oh, so I am now you people. I decided I was going to take my time and I was not going to save him from himself. I let him ramble. And when he was done, I sent him back to Anne, the receptionist, saying, if you'd like to make an appointment for a scheduled visit, Anne over here will help you. He never returned, and I never looked back. So why am I telling you this story? I can laugh now, but at the time, I did feel a little hurt. And now I have finally figured out that prejudice is a function of ignorance. And someone's prejudice is none of my business. So here are some things you can think about, right? Think of a time when you were made to feel small and think of your response. How did you deal with that moment of discomfort at that moment? And given the benefit of wisdom and experience, how would you deal with it today? Is there a particular moment that lingers in your mind when you know you should have stepped up but didn't? How do you feel about it now? What stopped you? And how will you ensure you are never treated poorly again? Remember, this is not about screaming and yelling and throwing things at people. It could just be as simple as you lowering your voice, using your inside voice, as I call it, and calling the person's ignorance out and walking away with your dignity intact. It is my hope and my aspiration that next time somebody doesn't think you belong, you remind them that it is not their permission you need, because your crown has already been paid for. Next time somebody says, I want to see the boss, turn around and say, you're looking at her, and walk away.